Hello and welcome back to 90's Mags, your podcast for all things Newcastle United, hosted by two lifelong Newcastle United supporting buddies. Myself and Jefferson back in the building. How you doing, sir?
What's up? What's up, my guy? I've actually missed you, bro.
Right, it's been a while, man. Miss you too, bro. Miss you too.
Been a minute still.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're on the road to 500 followers, so if we can get that up pretty soon, it'd be much appreciated. Help the channel grow on that. Spread the word of the 90's Mags. But yeah, we're joined today by a special guest, none other than Clinton, aka 40. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, boys. I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. Not bad. Thanks for
Put
joining.
your ones up. You know. Put your ones up.
Hey, come on.
If you know.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot to get through today. It feels good, coming on the back of a win. Yeah, another win finally. It's been few and far between the season, but can't complain. Big up PDK in the building. His once over. He knows. But yeah, obviously we're going to talk about the Champions League victory over Union SG. Our first Champions League victory of the season. 3 points on the board. I'm guessing you guys are really happy. But before we start, just on the back of the Arsenal game, I'll start with you, 40, because I know Jefferson did the podcast on that. What were your thoughts on, or just quick summary how we performed there?
The Arsenal game. I mean, it was tough to watch. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I was on the DR Sports watch along stream, so obviously I'm surrounded by Arsenal fans, and it's all fun and games up until about the 85th minute, and then we just crumbled. We literally just crumbled. And I don't like the fact that we just went so negative at home. Like I'm not a fan of it at all. I'd rather not necessarily go out like Kevin Keegan style, like gung ho sort of thing, but there's got to be a balance. We can't just be sitting back. We sat back for a hell of a long time and invited pressure. Then Miko Marino scored. I don't like the way that he celebrated against us. He needs to remember where he came from, because no one knew about no Miko Marino before he came to Newcastle. Come on, he needs to respect us. And then Gabby, I call him Gabby B, the way he was twerking for the first goal, man. So boy, he ended up scoring the winner. So yeah, it was a tough one to take. And we've been done like that twice now. Obviously the Liverpool game as well, we got done in the last minute. So we need to like shore up the defense like in the back. So yeah, it was a tough one, but I like the fact that we're still competing with these top teams. Now, those two teams are going to be going for the league, so we're not too far off what's at the top. So that for me is a positive in itself. But just the way we fell short at the end, I can't lie, I was pissed.
So just I know how Jefferson feel, but just in terms of how we started the season, yeah, what's your thought? Are you glass half full, glass half empty kind of thing at the moment?
Look, I feel like we've only started the season as of the last couple of games, really and truly, because we all know we didn't have a striker, a proper striker in the first couple of games. Then we got Voltemada drip through the door. He's at class, like different grade. I don't know what Bayern Munich. Listen, Bayern Munich needs to stop crying, man. Stop crying. Listen, you lost out to the bigger team, the team with the most amount of Wonga. Excuse the fun. We want to get the I mean, we got dough. And listen, just because you lot were tight, we weren't. This is the same Bayern Munich that spent, £20 million on Jackson on loan. So when you talk to us about how much we spend, let us spend our money in peace. We can't spend it anyway.
Listen, they're just bitter. They missed out on him and Verts and all that. They're just losing out to the Premier League and they're not.
Listen. Look, relax yourself, man. You worry about Nicholas Jackson. We'll worry about Voltemada. You know what I mean? There's levels to this. But yeah,
a lot to talk about with Voltemada, to be fair.
Yeah. I feel like we just started the season now. We're finally starting to find our groove off the back of this last win, and even the Arsenal game to a certain extent. Now we know we've got our front man, and even still we've got Whistle to come as well. So look,
that's right.
We started late or into the season, but we're going to find our groove, and yeah, before you know it, we'll be up there, man. That's what I'm saying. We're not too far off these top two teams. We've only lost out we lost 2-1 to Arsenal, 3-2 to Liverpool, even 2-1 to Barcelona. We're still hanging with the big boys, lads. So it's not like we're getting pumped like we were back in the day. So,
Yeah, it's positive way to look at it. So let's get into this game then. Obviously, we won 4-0. Some would say our best performance of the season. But let's start from the beginning, right? Big up the building. VDK says big touch or big fella. Yeah, indeed. But nah, the lineups. I'll start with you, Jefferson. Yeah. Now, the obvious issue, Dan Burn at left back. Yeah. What were your thoughts when you saw that?
I mean, look, we know what the situation is, and that's, Eddie is leaning into that favoritism, isn't he? He's got his love children, and they are Dan Burn, Nick Pope, and of course, Anthony Gordon. Yeah, particularly Gordon's his pet project. But in respect of Burn, we've seen him be skinned from 18 months ago. Most notably against I can't remember my man his name, but against Luton, and obviously the one that made me so vexed, the Elanga one against Forest. So we know that he ain't all that at left back. Do you see what I'm saying? So
I mean,
I
we
don't know.
sold the Forest when we actually signed the player, so it's all right. That's what
It's worked out in a funny kind of way, didn't it?
all we got to do is just keep signing anyone that burns down burn. That's it.
Maybe that's the test. We might sign a USG player come the January window. You never know. But
he had an easy game against USG. Come
There
on,
was
man.
one moment though. There was a moment
he
he
got
got
skinned
skinned.
a couple of times. The
Yeah,
one
but
where
look. We got to be an advocate. We got to see it both sides. I know Jefferson hates Dan Burn. He's got an agenda against him, but we got to be fair, bro. Like Dan Burn offers a lot. He offers a lot.
Burn, I don't mind, right? And I actually think, particularly last season, and kind of now, he's coming in. He's actually coming into a bit of a twilight of his career in terms of form, like playing for England and stuff. Like, I actually think he's done all right. But I just think right now we need to go based on ability, and we know the back line. Obviously, Tino's injured now, but it should be Hall, Botman, Chow, and then obviously Tino if he was fit. I know Chris on our partner channel, NUFC Talk TV, had talked about playing Trippier on the left side. But for me, Dan Burnt, he's just too slow on the turn, which means it's going to be a threat. I noticed he had to backpedal a few times, which then means we're retreating back. And then that's when you get threats of shots from deep and stuff. So, Lewis Hall, when he came on, you could see that incision, that lovely little 1-2, and then he crossed it back into the box for the chance. I think Tonali, there was a save right at the end. So it shows when you have a natural left back, what you can do going up top. But listen, the lads won 4-0. You can get away with it in a game like this against a Belgian team we should be beating. But when we're going back to the bread and butter of the Premier League, I don't want to be seeing him there.
Okay. Fordy, what about the front line? Was that the front line you expected? Because some people thought that Voldemar would be rested. Some thought that Elanga or Murphy would come in. What were your thoughts on that one?
Just before I get on to that, I've got to come to Burns' defense because I can't let him get skinned by our own fans like that by Jefferson, right? Like, look, Burn does offer something like as a defender. Do you know what I mean? I know he's not the quickest off the mark, but at the same time, he's a threat from corners. Like, again, if this set piece coach is half as good as he says he is, Dan Burn should be scoring from every set piece. I don't know why we're not attacking every single set piece. He's 6'7" or something like that. So he offers a threat there. And again, he's been solid. The thing is as well, he plays multiple positions. He knows what Eddie wants. Lewis Hall is still growing into it. Bear in mind, remember, Lewis Hall came to us not as a out-and-out left back. Remember that. Because for Chelsea, he's kind of playing left wing back, sort of left midfield. So he still needs to learn that role under Eddie Howe. When Eddie Howe makes signings, he doesn't really tend to thrust them into the first team unless they're ready to go sort of thing. So I can see why Burn will be the trusted one. So that's that one. Just to counteract Jeff.
Just on that one though, because didn't Hall get the extended run last season and he performed like people were saying he deserved the England. Well, he was going to get the England call.
He did. He played for England.
Yeah, because he got injured. What's his name? Skelly took his place after injury and stuff. But he was performing at such a high level that he made that place his own. So do you think that once he's back to full fitness, that Burn will then Eddie Howe will have to make that tough choice and relegate Burn to the bench, given how the Botmans and Chow are performing at the moment?
They'll have to compete. And that's what we want. We don't, to be honest, I don't want someone knowing their spot is reserved because that makes them complacent. I don't even want Chow and Botman to be like, it's us. We're here for the next 5 years. We'll probably see it because again, they've got youth on their side. We spent a pretty penny on those two. But at the same time, Fabian Scher's been a good servant to us. Dan Burn's been good since he's come in. So again, I want those four to compete for it. So the same way I want Dan Burn and Lewis Hall to go at it. What's the saying? Steel sharpens steel, or iron sharpens iron. One of the two. Like I want them to go at it. So I don't necessarily want it to be just Lewis Hall come straight in, Dan Burn, see it later, go to the bench. Like if Dan Burns needed, Dan Burns needed. Do you know what I mean? Like he will pop up with the odd goal or two. He's a good leader. So for me, like I get what you're saying in terms of Lewis Hall. It's probably the future, and he is. But I don't think Dan Burns written off straight away just like that, bro. That's just my opinion anyway. So yeah.
A
And
big
also,
up
can I add
Adrian.
one more thing as
Yeah,
well?
go
I
on.
think there's something about the rhythm and consistency of a player because we've seen a huge improvement in Dan Burn being confident as a centre back. Don't get me wrong, he's made the odd mistake, and it's not just him. Fabian Schär's made mistakes as well. But in terms of his form, Burn was actually doing really well at centre back. And I feel like if you're putting him in a different position, it can affect his confidence, particularly if he doesn't have such a good game. I think there's something they need to think about that in terms of his rhythm, because I think a lot of it is as well that we know Eddie's a nice guy. He can be firm when he has to be, but I think he's just afraid to make that decision. Because he's got his go-to guys, like his generals. And I
Yeah.
think he sees Dan Burn as a leader. He doesn't want to drop him, but no one, maybe apart from Tonali, should be undroppable, essentially.
I think he's been a bit fortunate in the sense that these changes have been kind of forced on him because, like I said, Lewis Hall is not back up to full speed just yet, right? So obviously Tino's injured, so he can play Blamben. He doesn't have to make that decision of dropping him for Sven Botman at this present time. It's when Lewis Hall is fully fit, that's when it's going to become very interesting. When the games come thick and fast as well, they continue to come thick and fast. Let's see what he does then. But yeah, just picking his comment from Adrian, he said Burn was imperious last night. He can look both imperious and ridiculous at left back, depending on the particular match. And that's true. He's going to have lot tougher tests to come. But we'll see. But yeah, in terms of the front line, Clinton, what were your thoughts on that? Did you expect Voltemada to start? Was that the front line you expected to see?
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, for me, we spent enough money on him. There's been a lot of hype around him, not only just from us, but from obviously Bayern Munich as well. So he has to start, and we haven't got many options. This is injured. Asula, for people who don't follow me, I'm still not totally convinced on him, despite him scoring midweek against Bradford, obviously League One and all the rest of it. So for me, Voltemada has to start. I've never been sold on Gordon being playing up top, playing through the middle. And lo and behold, when he gets moved out to the wing, he scores, he bags. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like play players in an actual position. Voltemada makes sense. Alanga, we spent enough money on him. He definitely needs to start as well. And he looked sharp, bro. He looked sharp, like rapid, getting at that left back. He spun that left back into next week, man. He was that quick. So for me, the front three picks itself. Jacob Murphy, he's a bit unlucky. I would say he's the only unlucky one to kind of miss out, because the amount of goals and assists he got last season for him and Isaac was great. So I'd say he's the only one unlucky to miss out. But Barnes, it's even nice to see him on the score sheet because he's been pony, bro, since the start of this season. So for me, the front three pick itself right now.
Okay. Big up Dr. Jones in the building. Big up Leon. He said, 100% let the man play. Big up Mikey P. Nice to see you, my friend. Big up Kante in the building as well.
Man, like Kante.
Always supported.
I was saying, D man, 40 million for Josh King. What are you saying?
What?
I said like we should put in a cheeky bid for Josh King.
He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
He's
still.
a player.
He's a bad boy.
He's a player, bro.
Yeah. He's tiny, bruv.
Trust me, 40. Trust me.
He's decent.
Bro.
You've been playing too much Football Manager, Jeff. Too much Football Manager, bro.
He's impressed me. To be fair, I heard a bit of hype because he plays in the under-19s with Lewis Miley. Heard a bit of hype about him before, but to be fair, now he's in the first team. I'm starting to see that hype. I'm like, okay, I kind of get it now. He had a good performance against Chelsea, but little bits I've seen of him, I'm like, ooh, maybe he might want to step up.
But to be fair though, those are the sort of teams that we'll be picking from. You know what I mean? You're full
Cherry picking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the minnows, isn't it?
He's a menace, Kante. We have to get back at him every now and again.
The little
he shows us every now and again.
But no, listen to the game itself now. Obviously, I thought we played well. I thought we started well. Obviously, we get the goal, the first goal. Now, obviously, the question is, did he or did he not mean it? But first of all, good work from Malanga down the right hand side. Puts the ball across, comes out to Tonali, takes the first time volley. And at first they thought Tonali scored, but it turns out it came off Voltemada. Jefferson, did he mean it?
Yeah, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. On the replay, you can see clearly kind of like flicks his leg out to get a
He
little.
meant it, man. I don't even know why I was trying to give it to Tonali, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
He definitely meant it.
It's his goal, Voltemada. Yeah,
And that's 3 goals now.
Finish.
You know, he's doing well. He's doing well, and I liked his overall play. You know, we know that he's good with his feet. He scored 2 goals with his head already, but the link-up play, you know, and the little skills that he was busting out. Yes, I know it's Union SG, but the show that he put on for the time that he was on the pitch, very impressed. Very impressed. It looks like we've got a gem on our hands. So I want to ask you, Clint, what do you expect from him this season in terms of like GA?
Bro, I'm expecting at least double figures, bro. If he's got 3 goals already, and remember we signed him late, then come on, man. Come on. I don't want to hear about this. He likes assisting all the rest of it. No, we spent a ton of money on you, man. Record signing. You can't, none of this bedding him in. He's bedded in already, man. He's got his feet under the covers already. He's bedded in, bro. Do you know what I mean? The mattress is laid out, the cushions, everything is. Don't give me all that nonsense. He's already scored more than Sesko or Cisco, whoever you want to call him. Scored more than that rat already that we got rid of down the roads. So, boy, yeah, exactly. Volta Messi. That's what the shit call him. Volta Messi.
That's
I'm not respect his name. You know what I mean?
All right.
Volta Messi. So double figures. That's what I'm expecting. D.
Have you not noticed how he's very confident in himself of demanding the ball from the teammates, and when he don't get it, or if he gets a bad ball, he lets them know about it, which I like. I like that he's not afraid to, you know, he demands a lot from his teammates, and you know already, which was, you know, with Tonali, he kind of like was a bit too shy when he came in, maybe because of what was looming over his head. But now Tonali's very vocal as well. But we need those kind of players that you know they're confident, they know they want to be here. I was chatting to a couple of Liverpool fans the other day, and they were trolling me as well because I don't know if you heard about the interview that he gave, and they asked him who's his favourite player, Premier League player, and he said Steven Gerrard. What's your favourite ground you're looking forward to go to? Anfield. And he said another thing about Liverpool as well. So it seems like he's got a little affection for Liverpool, yeah? But Jefferson, what do you think he can achieve for us? Do you think he can be what Isak was to us?
Man, you said his name. You said his name, damn it. You said his name.
Slip of the tongue, man. Slip of the tongue.
Yeah, I think he could go on to be quite the talisman for us. You know, he's someone that I think would, you know, like when Gordon had, I think, was it 23 goal contributions in terms of goals and assists. He will be that all-rounder that where he's pivotal to the way we play. So not just in terms of the output, in terms of goals and assists, it will be actually key to the way we play. And I think we'll see things click more when the wingers get even more active and in tune in terms of collecting the ball when he comes from deep. But also, once Visser comes back in the team, I'm not saying Visser's going to come back and be the saviour, but I'm saying it will allow Voltemada to sit in that 10 space. I'm hoping we accommodate a formation where we can play the both of them, and we'll see him make us tick a little bit more as well. So I think at the moment, actually, you could argue he's kind of doing 2 jobs. You know, he's able to come into that 10 channel, but then kind of somehow progress into the box and get some kind of finish going. So he'll be way more productive once we have another forward in the team as well.
Okay. Obviously, the second goal was the penalty, won by Elanga. Good work down the right-hand side again, cutting inside, he got tripped. Were you surprised? Was anyone surprised to see Gordon step up to take that penalty?
No, not really. When you see who's on the pitch. Oh, hold on.
It should be Voltemada.
No, I was thinking Trippier because Trippier likes to take. Well, he loves to take the ball, should I say? Remember, because he did that against Nottingham Forest, and he took the ball and then he handed it over to
Isak.
E-Rat. Yeah, that guy.
I've
So he's done that
got to stop
before.
saying his name.
Yeah, E-Rat. Yeah, E-Rat. That's what we call it. But no, I'm not surprised to see him. I know you said Altamada, but Altamada's, listen, he's already bagged already. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's already got one. He's not a greedy guy. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he should be, but he's not. Do you know what I
Apparently, he
mean?
wanted it. Apparently, he had to get talked out of it. I don't know if it was the first or the second penalty, but he had to get talked out of it by Tonali. Tonali had to tell him, no, Gordon's the penalty taker.
Yeah, but to be honest, Gordon needs it more because he's been pony since he came back, bro. Do you know what I mean? Even before that, when he got the unnecessary red card against his boys. Do you know what I mean? So I think he needed it more than ever. So I think that's good. Good that he's got off the mark. And yeah, I think he needed it more than Voltemada. Voltemada will score from anywhere, man. I'll put nothing past him now. He scores with his head, he'll score with his feet. Do you know what I mean? Won't be surprised me if the next one comes off his arse. Do you know what I mean?
Quality penalty there. It was a very good penalty. Credit to Gordon, it was a good penalty. And it should give his confidence a bit of a boost. All right, 2-0 now, but I don't know about you guys, but to me, Pope was busier than I would like him to be. Yeah. Like they had a period in that game when I'm not saying they threatened like a lot, but I think there was a time when they got like 4 consecutive corners. Pope was forced into a couple saves and that. Was any of you lot concerned about the pressure that the fact that we was allowing them to come on to us a bit, Jefferson?
Yeah, I think again, this is the thing, isn't it? If you back off, that kind of thing can happen. We've been caught out with that before. The other thing is just the 3 in midfield. We can go on and on and on about this. Everyone knows we need more bodies in the midfield. The guys are pressing, trying to win the ball back as much as they can, but you get tired. And when you get tired, gaps open up. So runners are going to come at you. And like I said, this isn't me having a go at Dan Burn, because I think you got to remember, as a back line, they need to stay in line. So if someone's retreating, they all retreat. So this is the problem.
What's that Burn done to you, Jefferson? Is he hurt you?
It's not
your
like,
gun or something?
and it's not just Burn. It will be, okay. I called him because
Jefferson, man, he stole your girl, bro. What's going on?
because I've seen him retreat twice. To be fair, I didn't watch the 90 minutes. I watched the highlights. But there could be some others that are culprits in that sense. So I think plugging that gap in the midfield would help with that a little bit. But yeah, if we're getting peppered with shots, it's not ideal. I think I remember seeing one particularly where Tonali put his body in the way. We got a few blocks off. These are the kind of ones where you see a little ricochet, you see a little nick, it goes in. If it's 2-1 or whatever, that can change the dynamic. So it's something, a lot of these things are like things we can learn from, and they're kind of warning signs. We need to brush up on them before we face like better quality. I know we've faced Barca already, but there's trickier tests to come, isn't there?
Yeah. And obviously Joe Linton picked up the booking. So he got subbed early for Miley. But yeah, we've gone in obviously 2-0 at half time. Come back out. And we get the second penalty, the handball. I think strangely only Voltemada was the only one who appealed for it, to be fair. Credit to him, because he forced him to have a look at it. Gone to VAR, been given. Gordon steps up again, slots it away. At first glance, I thought, not a great penalty. But when I saw it again, another good penalty, to be fair. Another good penalty. So, he's our joint top scorer now. Like I said, it'll give his confidence a huge boost. And then Eddie starts to ring the changes. Yeah, so the likes of Asula comes on, Barnes comes on, Bruno comes off. I think, did Elanga come off? I think Elanga came off as well.
Elanga came off, yeah.
And I liked how the fourth goal, because, it came from their corner. Gordon's intercepted it. I think he's played it to, is it Barnes? I think it is. He's played it to Asula. Now, credit to Asula for, the turn and the run on the ball. If this was last season, I think he takes a shot, and he wastes the opportunity. So it looks like he's maturing in a sense.
Maturing in front.
Puts a lovely ball through to Harvey Barnes, who slots it away. And, first Champions League goal for Harvey Barnes. He's now scored in every single competition. I don't know if you saw his little thing on Insta, the goals that he scored in all the competitions.
Dedicated to his dad, John.
This guy.
But nah, he gets to go 4-0. Game's done. Very comfortable. What were your thoughts What's your thoughts on, because you talked about the midfield, Jefferson, right? We'll talk
Hmm.
about Sandro Tonali in a minute, but the other two, Bruno and Joe Linton, they don't seem to be performing at their top level currently.
Hmm.
Are you concerned?
Just a little, not so much in Bruno, because I think Bruno eventually will pick up form. I think we saw this with him, was it last year? The first 10 games, he was awful, and then all of a sudden he kicked into gear. So I don't know if it's like a fitness issue. And he tends to be a bit irregular when he goes and comes from Brazil. In terms of Joe Linton, I find he's someone that needs to pick up a bit of rhythm. So when he's getting a lot of knocks and muscular injuries, it throws him out of kilter, and he needs to then get a run of games to sustain his fitness and his sharpness. Um, there are some games where it feels like it's a bit leggy. He looks a bit heavy legged at times, and I'm not sure what that's about. But if I was Eddie, because if you notice, a lot of them they bulk up. Even you mentioned Barnes, you see the change in some of the players under Eddie's training regime. A lot of them bulk up. I would actually suggest to Joe Linton to actually lose a bit of muscle. I remember Callum came down a little bit more trimmed because he used to be a bit more tonk, didn't he? And that sort of brings on a few more injuries. So I just think the thing is with the style of play and the robustness we have to show, it feels like for us to really see the real Newcastle United under Eddie, we need like a huge run of games, like 10, 12, 15 games for them to kind of sharpen and get fit and get in like conditioning, like real conditioning.
Okay. Fordy, anything from you? What's your thoughts on Bruno and Joe Linton at this current time? Those two.
What, Bruno and Joe?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, Joe's just gonna be Joe in it, bro. I mean, the fact that we've turned him into some sort of credible player just says it all, bro. Because I remember back in the day when we was playing up top, Joe Linton number 9. Those were,
Awful.
those were bad times, bro. We was going through it. We was all going through it, bro. I mean, if I had my dreads dead, I would have been pulling them out. So the fact that he's actually a credible player, that just says it all. But nah, bro, listen, they can have their. Not everyone's gonna be firing on all cylinders at the same time. That's the beauty about having a talented squad. Right now, it's Tonali's the man in the moment. Everyone's loving Tonali off, and everyone's loving Voltamada off, and do you know what I mean? So I'm sure when times are tough, Bruno will come in clutch or Joe Linton will step in with a goal. I'm not too worried about that. To be honest, I'm more worried about the depth in our squad in terms of that centre midfield. I think a few people have said it in the chat about not having a defensive midfielder because, excuse me, after the big three are out, then it drops down dramatically, in my opinion, to Miley, who I don't think is quite up to standard as of yet. Jacob Ramsey's obviously injured right now, so we're quite light in that centre
Joe
midfield.
Willock,
Joe
Yeah.
Willock, yeah, he's not really been
and
the
he's
same
not been
again.
that yet.
I've said plenty of time, we'll say it on this one as well, don't fall in love with a lone player, and I think that's what we did with him, because once we signed him, I've not seen the same Joe Willock who's hungry and scoring 80 and 8, I'll be honest with you, lads. So,
I know he's guilty of that.
brother, this is
He's
what I'm
guilty of
saying.
that.
So,
It's Eddie, man. You got to look at Eddie for that one.
yo, that's what I said. Don't fall in love with a lone player. We've had it before, man. We've had it with, remember Kennedy? When Kennedy was on loan?
Yeah.
Oh, Kennedy's
Yeah, but to be fair, when
player.
Willock signed though, he did have that spell that season when he played that assist to Isak. He was balling that season. Remember, he was interchanging with Joe Linton on the left, and that he was doing all right. He was doing all right, but
See, the thing is with the three in the midfield, it requires so much running. You put one more player in there, you've always got one player free that can go forward. If you notice, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you noticed under Steve Bruce, I can't believe I'm actually saying that, he thrived because he was able to get closer to the goal. He was more of an attacking midfielder, but as a left central midfielder, especially when we were having, I'm sorry to say it, Dan Burn at left back, you're having to track back, cover left, go up, down, up, down, up, down. And his body broke down because you're having to do too much running that way. If you notice, when he first joined us, his running was that way and he got his 7 and 7. Or was it 8? 7 and 7 with 8 in, was it 8 in 8 games?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
So,
Like DK says, Hall was
he's
alone.
not being utilised well, basically.
Hall was a lone player, Lewis Hall. So,
I hear it, but I'll be honest with you. Do you want me, my all honesty? Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Still not 1,000% sold on Lewis Hall, you know.
Huh?
Huh?
Not 1,000%.
100%.
He's still got a bit to go. Don't think he's like flipping, I don't know, Ashley Cole. Do you know what I mean?
No one's going to be actually calling it, but
That's
come
what I'm
on, man.
saying. People are like, oh, Lewis Hall. Like the way that you guys are glazing Lewis Hall was like, bro, there's a
Bro.
reason why Dan Burns in there because he's steady and you know
Nah,
what?
man.
He's a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, I'll say how it is. I'm not gonna be on the we all got to get along. No, Lewis Hall is good. Don't get me wrong, but he's still got a bit to go. That's the reason why Eddie is bedding him in. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
Okay.
I've got a
You
question
know
for
who's
you.
going to be
Though.
loving this?
No, go on, go on.
He's going to be loving this, isn't he? He's going to be loving this.
I've got a question for you two though. Once Vissa is injury free, should I say? Do we change the formation to fit him and Voltamada in the team? And if so, who's dropped out of the team?
Joe Linton. No, I'm joking. I don't know. But...
I was saying, come on, we're gonna have two strikers. One, we spent a hefty amount of money on Voltamada, who's bagging in goals. Vissa as well, who's we're kind of relying on number 9. So who do we drop out of the team, and what formation do we play?
It's got to be Joe Linton, unfortunately.
It probably does have to be Joe Linton, right? But how often do you really think we're going to see them two play together under Eddie Howe? I'm not so sure. But the only way it does, if Voltamada becomes undroppable, yeah. But obviously you need that pace, from Vissa and that little fox in the box kind of thing. There may be, but I think he'll use that as an excuse to rotate them a lot of the time. Like when he played Isak and Wilson, that was more like desperate times when we needed to go, put them both on, put Isak out left, whatever, and see if we can get something. Very rarely did
we've adapted, D. I think since then, I hear you on the Wilson and Isak situation, but Isak, let's be honest, who's head and shoulders, whereas Vissa is an upgrade on Wilson in terms of age, ability, his goal scoring threat and all the rest of it now. So it makes it hard to drop one of them to the bench unless it's necessary. Do you get what I'm saying? So It's almost like you have to put them both in the team.
What was that, 4-2-3-1?
Yeah, I see it in the chat. Look, it kind of makes sense. Like Bruno, Tonali play together in the 2. We got Alanga on one side, Gordon on the other side, and then we got Voltamada in the 10. This up top, it makes cooking.
Listen, I'll be happy with that. I'll be extremely happy with that. It's just that I don't know how often we're going to see that. But
he's made it clear, Eddie, isn't he? He's been like, I don't play with a 10. He's made it very clear. But
sometimes got to
talent like Voltamada, you have to.
Boys, one of my biggest gripes with Eddie, and it's changed now, is that he didn't have a plan B. It was always the same formation week in, week out. Even when it was 1-0 down or chasing the game or trying to get a goal, it'll be light for light changes. But now he's made it himself a little bit adaptable. So yeah, I hear it. And also, sorry, just to cut as well, I just seen that message from Adieri.
Yes.
Yeah, so your man of match with Sandro Tonali. I hear it, bro. I'm guessing he's talking about the last game. I think it was Alanga for me. I mean, I want this. I'm not going to interrupt to say it's not Tonali, but for me, it's Alanga because Alanga was.
Well, that's a good way. That's a good thing to talk about because I want to talk about those two players in particular. So we might as well start with Alanga, yeah, because Jefferson's favorite player, yeah.
No. Don't tell me Jefferson's getting onto Alanga because I'm.
Of course he is. Of course
me and Jefferson are going to have words.
You man, yeah.
Man is one thing. But
you were talking
about we can't do that.
You were talking about Football Manager earlier. You man are playing FIFA. What? Because he's got the dash button. Because he looks good when you press the dash button. Because he's a runner, bruv. We're not playing. This ain't athletics, bruv.
Big up DMC in the building, by the way.
Listen.
All my man does is run.
But it's nothing wrong with that.
Everyone was scoring yesterday. Where was his goal?
No, they're not. Don't do that, bro.
Where was his goal, bro?
Nah, James D, kick him off. I'm muting for a little bit or something, bro, because he's starting. Listen, you play to your
It's Murphy's spot. It's Murphy's spot.
No.
I don't think it is,
You play to your
goals and assists say otherwise.
Hold on. Watch this, Steve. Remember, you just brought him up earlier when you're slating Dan Burn about, against Nottingham Forest, Alanga got the best from him. What did we do? We signed Alanga. Do you know what I mean? We just nullified the threat. He got out Dan Burn because he had pace. And again, we just signed it. We didn't have rapid pace on that side. We had Miggy Almiron for the longest time, who was driving me insane.
Bloody
Half these
Miggy.
people in the chat will remember the bad times under Miggy Almiron, how he would just smile every time. He would just
Skinny.
all the time. Now we have someone who's direct, crosses the ball, creates chances. He won the penalty, and now you're slating Jefferson. Are you a Sunderland fan? Are you a Sunderland fan?
Oh,
And the way you're
no.
going on, bro, you must be.
Oh
Bro.
no, he's bad. He's bad. That number 48, by the way, lost them the game because of that stupid challenge on Elanga. I mean, I'm not complaining. It got
But
us a
that's what I'm
penalty.
saying.
That
Elanga
was
does that.
stupid. And then the handball. But what I would say about Elanga is, yes, he has pace. But until I see that consistency, I thought it was a step forward for him. I thought he'd done better than other games. But again, we have to put into context the opposition. We're looking at, we've signed him for £55 million. I would give Man a blight if it was 30 or 35. It's arguably not a marquee signing, but we've paid a hell of a lot of money. So if Voltemada can hit the ground running, so should he. There's only so many games we can say, yeah, but he played well. He created chances. Where's the assists? No surprise. When Murphy plays, he's crossing the ball. He's getting assists. So
How many assists has
it's a
Murphy got?
results business.
You know what I mean?
How many assists has
Murphy
Murphy got this season?
He's
What?
got 2.
But listen, Elanga offers something different, bro.
But he's got to produce.
You say that.
Everybody got onto Maxi because he looked good.
No.
And they were like, oh,
Nah,
he can
nah,
produce.
nah,
No,
But the difference is, bruv, come on now.
Nah. Listen,
If people finished their
AFM
dinner, Elanga would have had more assists already, bruv. We already saw what happened in the Barcelona game. Yeah, he's put them on the plate, bruv. Yeah, even
But
against
who got the assist in that game, D-Man?
no, but
it's not. Listen,
Who
it's not.
got the guys? Answer
You
the
can't
question.
tap it in as
Who
well, bro.
got
Yeah, but
the
Jefferson,
assist?
Jefferson. Nah.
Who
You're
got the
bugging out,
assist?
you're
who
bugging
did he put that first chance on the plate to? Gordon.
Exactly.
Yeah?
The cross clearly weren't good enough.
No.
was it?
Hold on a minute.
No.
Hold on a minute. That was the chance that Gordon scored for Murphy, then he did for Elanga, bruv. He put it on the plate for him, bruv. And he fell over.
Wait, remember when Elanga got hooked and we was all like, oh my God, why is Elanga getting hooked against Barcelona?
Right.
We all thought that. Come on, if you didn't think that, you must have Stevie Wonder eyes. I swear down. And
But
then
he
even
made
in
the
this game,
change. Murphy came on and got the assist.
but that's
So
not
it's
his
a
fault
good
that the person that he's
substitution.
passing to can't finish or can't put it away.
Listen,
Come on, man. Come on.
And
Anyway,
look at last season.
man of
Yeah,
the match
14 assists.
He
Or
got
was
man
it
of
15?
the match performance yesterday. Yeah, so like you said, he's moving in the right
It's an
direction.
improvement.
Yeah,
But
so
bear in mind the opposition. I want to see this
no, I hear
in
it.
the big games.
I hear it, but also we also have to maybe, like Eddie Howe said, it's going to take him a while to get used to the demands that Eddie Howe puts on him and the style of play and all that stuff. So give him time. We'll judge him at the end of the season to see if he's a flop or not. Yeah, I think that's fair.
But just to put it into context, and obviously 40 won't know this. Obviously, we talked about this when we were doing the transfer window analysis. That the issue was that it's not just about Elanga having a pace as a threat. If you notice, when he was coming through, he did well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because Solskjaer played counter-attacking football. The same under Nuno, counter-attacking football from a deep line. He can break, got good line-breaking speed. We don't play like that. So
True.
yeah, it's going to take him time to change. But personally, I don't think he suits our style of play. Particularly like recently, the last 12 months, all we seem to do is run it to the wing and cross the ball. And that's what Murphy does better than anyone at the moment. It's his spot to lose.
Listen, Murphy is an Eddie Howe disciple. You know, you mentioned at the start you missed out Murphy because Murphy definitely follows him to a T. Like he's like his long lost adopted son or whatever like that. So I hear that. And again, like the stats prove it himself. But with Elanga, he offers something new, something fresh. We can't go into the season doing the same thing that we did last season because we'll get found out. And
I hear that. I do. I hear that. Yeah.
Now we've got pace on both sides. Remember, we've been craving another right winger for the longest time now. You know,
I hear that.
We wanted, who do we want? We wanted Moussa Diaby, who ended up signing for Aston Villa. We wanted a few other players, but we've got Elanga now, who's direct to the point. That's what I loved about him yesterday. He won us the penalty. Yes, he's not the finished article just yet, but that's where Eddie Howe sprinkles his little magic Eddie Howe dust, and then you'll get the best out of him. Before you know it, Jefferson, you'll be eating your words. Clip this up. Jefferson will be wet about him.
What's happening?
It's the same as you, D-Man, as well.
No. Hold on.
Here's the alternate universe Clinton. I want to get Bloodline Clinton. Where is he at? When he
I'm
puts
still
in
you know
here.
what?
I'm still here.
8-2 to
We haven't lost,
him.
innit? We haven't lost. But what we'll say, it's no coincidence there that Eddie Elanga's best game has come when he's started with Baltimore, because before that, I believe they haven't started together. So it's no coincidence that, I expect him to bring Baltimore to bring the best out of Elanga. The more they play together, the more they get the understanding. So we'll see. But I want to talk about Sandro Tonali, because again, another stellar performance. Let's be honest, he's been carrying that midfield for the last couple of weeks as well, performing at a very high level. A lot of other fans are taking notice finally of Sandro. Fordy, how good is he, in your opinion?
Bloody brilliant. That's how good he is. I was going to swear there. But yeah, he is the real deal. And you know what? It's good because I remember when he went down for a couple of months because he was doing, what he was doing behind the scenes. I was like, yo, he better come back on smoke because he owes us a season or two. And I'm like, he has come back on smoke. And I even put out a post yesterday. I was like, we got to enjoy him basically while he's here because, one of them players that you usually get sometimes and you think he's not going to be here too long. I remember when we signed Wijnaldum when we signed Wijnaldum, I was like, he's not going to be here too long. And lo and behold, he went to Liverpool and won the league with him and all sorts. Like, he's one of them special players. He's one, if we could build a team around him, he could take us to the next level. So he's that good. And he can play in the 2, I believe. He can play in the 3 that he's doing now. He is that guy who just basically elevates the team, basically. And I wish we can now get someone to go alongside him just to kind of help support in terms of going forward. Because we've got Bruno, who's like you said, he's a bit hit and miss right now. He is our captain. I love him and the rest of it now. He's the badge beater, but I need someone who just can go back and forth and just be the legs because he's not the quickest, Sandro. That's the only thing I would say lets him down, but he is the real deal, bro.
Like Smokey said, Tonali's a real one.
He
Agreed.
is the real one.
I just got DMCs in the house. Big
No way.
I said that already, man. Pick up DMC.
I missed it. Sorry.
Pick up DMC.
No wonder he was like, Clinton's alive. Okay.
I'm alive, bro. I just had to get out of that chat, bro. That was toxic chat, bro.
As Mikey P said, I'm still shocked we signed Tonali. Tonali's general in our midfield, his goals, his vision, his work rate. Tonali's another level. PDK, I don't trust anyone else. It is number 6. Sandro is the guy. Now listen.
Yeah.
Even when AC was back, or big up AC, when we first started and we talk about Tonali every week, we're saying how the team needs to be based around him. He's our most important player, but he's the other guy. He's the most important player. Now, I've always said we need to match his ambition. Yeah, because he will give us this season out of loyalty. Yeah, because we stuck by him during these hard times, whatever. But you all saw that interview that he did towards the end of the season when he was talking about every sentence was Champions League, Champions League, Champions League. Yeah, this guy's got that similar tunnel vision to Isak, where he sees himself going to the top and playing at the top. Right now, if we're not gonna match his ambition, and that means qualify for the Champions League again and sign Champions League quality players, he's not going to stick around. We're trying to tie him down to a new contract. I get it, but we've seen contracts don't mean much in this day and age, whatever. But he can go and play for any top team in Europe. Yeah, he's that good. And the vultures will be circling. If he continues to play like he is, the vultures will be circling. Now, I was on a pod yesterday, and I was saying the same thing, that he gets into any team. I was told that he's not better than Caicedo. I was told he's not better than Gavin Birch. I was told.
Are they taking the piss?
No, they're
Gavin Birch is a level below him, mate.
Hear this. He's not better than Declan Rice. Yeah.
Okay, they're actually taking the piss now.
And then this one.
That guy can't play one-touch football.
Exactly. The next one, I still think he's better than, but I can see the potential there. Adam Wharton, because Wharton is a baller.
Okay, I get
that one. I can, you know what I mean? Adam Wharton is a baller. But to me, I would not swap Tonali for any of them.
None of them.
He is.
I'm glad. Look, first things first. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength because I said the exact same things. Like he'll give us this season our blind loyalty. Yes, he owes us a season. I think he repaid us with obviously winning last season. He's with us this season, but like you said, he's got ambition. Like, these guys didn't grow up with Alan Shearer posters on their wall. They're not Geordies. They're playing for us because it's a job. You know what I mean? So again, they'll be with us as long as it suits them. And then as soon as someone else comes knocking, because I reckon he can play for the Madrids of this world, man.
Yeah,
Bearing in mind, he came from AC Milan, so they're no slouches either. Do you know what I'm saying? So forget all these English teams. He could play for the Real Madrids of this world. So we definitely do need to match his ambitions. And I'm not just saying sign Champions League players. We need to be competing for the Champions League. So we need to be competing for these top competitions. Because bearing in mind, Erat did the same thing. Do you know what I mean? We're still in the Champions League and he's still left us. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know where we go from here. Like, I think we potentially need to be looking out for his replacement, because I kind of got a funny feeling like he might be leaving this time next season. He might be at another club. I'll be honest with you. I don't want him to, but I think he might be.
Yeah.
If a certain person stays, then yeah, it might be happening. we need a higher caliber manager, and then we need to sign more elite players like Toon Army that can comfortably manage that level of player. Because it's very evident, isn't it, that whilst the certain managers at the helm, it's always going to be Premier League proven players,
best of breed,
players that need to be upskilled, because that's his level. But I think Newcastle United's risen above that level now. So we need a manager that's at that level.
Oh, you're still Eddie Howe, aren't you? I forgot, bro. Okay.
Don't ever forget that, you know. Don't ever forget that.
Listen,
someone's hurt Jefferson. Look, I'm kind of hear what you're saying, but at the same time, I give Eddie the benefit of doubt right now, bro. Like, he is the guy in the hot seat. He's won us our first trophy in 70 years. He is the guy right now. He's potentially the next England manager, so I've got to give him the benefit of doubt.
Great. I'd love to see him at England. That would be great. That would be great. That would be great for the country, man.
Okay, playing Angel's advocate then, who do we level up with then?
No, don't, dude. Don't ask him. Don't ask him.
Listen, I have to, because he's sparked my interest now.
We're talking like Eddie Howe has won like 5-6 trophies.
No, but again,
mid-table. He's finished mid-table with
relegated. Just quickly then, give us three names. No, give us 3 names. Give us 3 names. 3 names. Just quickly. We don't Eddie Howe show, but give us 3 names.
Inzaghi. So we got 3 options that I would take. If we want to be consistently Champions League and Champions League level and doing well in Champions League, Inzaghi. Yeah. If we want to do sort of high-level football, better football, but link it up with the youth, Valverde. And if we're looking just purely Premier League, then Iraola, because the football we're playing isn't the greatest football.
Okay.
Just put this thought: Iraola with the £650 million that Eddie spent.
No, I hear you.
Scary, manager. It would be scary.
I'm just glad you haven't said Jose Mourinho, because we know that dream is dead.
It's finished.
He's finished. Yeah.
And look, PDK's mentioned Mancini. That's another one. It depends. What is the ambition of fans? What is the ambition of the club? Do you get me? It's one of those ones we all see the end story, and I get it.
I'll tell you what.
The emotion from the logic. I get it.
The next time we lose.
Hold on.
The next time we lose, we'll focus on that. But let's move on in it, because we don't want to make the Eddie Howe thing. We're not going to make the Eddie Howe thing, bro. But he said, talk about my boy Asula. Personally, I think Wilson stopped his development last season. He's getting minutes, and now he has 3 goals and 1 assist. So, Asula, I know Fordy said you're not really convinced on him. Likewise, but he does seem to be getting better. Do you now see him as a viable alternative, obviously until Wilson comes back, but is there less apprehension, less nervousness, more confidence when he does come on the pitch? You know, give Watermado a rest and think that he can do a job.
I think he just still gets in by default. Honest to God, look at the options here. Watermado's new. He's still not 100% match fit. He's struggling to complete games, so he has to get in that way. Gordon, we can't play him through the middle. It doesn't work. This is injured, so he gets in by default. Yes, he's improving slowly but surely. It's a slow burner. If Eddie Howe makes it work, that's his greatest achievement to this day, because I thought Joe Linton was his greatest achievement, turning him from a dud to something. But if he turns Asula into Will Bappe, as they call him, then that'll be the greatest magic trick known to man. So I'm still not 100% sure on him. Yes, he can score against Bradford. Yes, he got the ricochet goal against Liverpool, whatever you want to call it. But I'm still not 100% convinced on that one, because bearing in mind we spent £15 million on it. I know £15 million not a great amount of money these days, but remember, £15 million back in the day got us our greatest ever number 9 striker. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm still yet to see that one come
The
to fruition.
jury's still out. Okay.
Yeah, jury's
Okay.
still out.
Jefferson, anything on the Sula?
Yeah, I think like you mentioned earlier, I think he's maturing, and it's very difficult to get consistency when you're not starting games or getting enough minutes. Obviously, we know last season he was getting 5 minutes here, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You're never going to see the player establish himself, but it feels like the manager's starting to trust him more. Obviously, he had a good under 21 Euros in the summer. So he's starting to mature. I think the jury's still out on whether he would be like a right wing forward as opposed to a centre forward. But
Ooh, that's
I
a
would
good shot, bro. I've never thought of that one,
yeah, because
Yeah, that one, yes.
he's got a bit of skill, pops inside and
He
he's
can,
got a shot on him.
on his left foot as well, so
On
he
his
can.
left foot, yeah. But it would be good to see him it would be good to see him start all the cup games.
I was going to say,
I think he's warranted that. Do you see what I'm saying?
yeah. So we've obviously got Tottenham in the cup coming up, right? But we expect Vissa to be back by then. So does a Sula start Vissa come on, or do you think because would it be hard done by if Vissa starts and Sula's then the sub coming on for that one?
Listen, if Vissa is 70% available, he needs to play because he owes us some time, bro. Listen, he ain't no spring chicken. He owes us some time, Vissa. Same way Tonali got the same treatment. Get him in. You start need to claw back some of that £55 million, bro. So if you're available, Vissa, and you're listening, you best get ready for Spurs, bro. Trust me.
Big Yink says Osula is maturing, give him time. He said also don't start doing Gordon propaganda. He shouldn't be taking both penalties and stat padding.
I'm with you, Big Yinks. You know I'm with you, brother. You know I'm with you, man. I still think this whole Eddie over investing in him, like it's just too much. The
Hey,
money,
leave Flash Gordon alone, man. Flip it. You can't get onto all
it's
of our
another
players,
speed
bro.
merchant. It's another speed merchant.
I don't listen. For the time being, he is our player, and you know what? I don't care if we stat pad him because once we're ready to sell him, then we can sell him for an inflated fee. I like that. Come on.
That's
And
a good way of looking at it.
I'm gonna throw another random thing in there as well. Remember when Paul Mitchell was taking little indirect shots at him? He was right because we didn't have our transfer policy wasn't
fit for purpose.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now I'm saying if we stat pad players like Gordon, because I don't expect to see him for the rest of his days at Newcastle, we can get an extra 25 to 30 million having 10, 15 goals in this season, a couple goals in the European football. I don't mind it, bro. Come on, sometimes you got to play the game. Easy.
Yeah,
listen, it will be interesting to see where Gordon goes next because I believe he believes that he goes to the top.
He's begging it.
Yeah, but do Liverpool want him? You know what I mean? Because
listen, Liverpool can have him when he's ready to go. When we're done with him, because he
listen,
can be replaced easily.
I go for it, but I think he thinks that he's that good. But
He does.
Is he really that good?
No.
You know what I mean?
Listen, as long as he plays for us, he is that good. But when he doesn't, he's not that good. You know how it goes, innit?
Yeah.
Is he worth 130 million? No, not really. Did we get 130 million? Thank you very much, we did. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them, bro.
It's going to be interesting because it's very funny that, everyone's been on at Barnes. Because before, when people were on at Barnes, I was quite defensive of Barnes because I thought Barnes, he was our second top scorer last season. I thought Barnes scored crucial goals. He saved us many times as well. Yes, we want him to go that extra yard because I really feel he could do more, but he fell off the start of this season. So it's very interesting that when Gordon scores 2 goals, obviously penalties, but he still scored goals, that Barnes pops up with a goal as well because they're rivaling for that position. So that's a good sign for the team that there's that competition for that left wing spot. But I want to see now if Barnes can kind of go on a run beyond that and notch up some goals as well. Oh, big up, Sophie.
Big up, Sophie. I was going to say.
You're alive as well.
I think Gordon has humbled himself a bit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Time will tell. And let's see if these 2 goals have actually boosted his confidence, if he's now going to get his head down and, start performing to the level that we know that he's capable of. It'll be interesting. But listen, smash the likes, people. Keep the likes coming. Keep the comments coming. Really appreciate that. Just quickly, DMC, what we're saying about Chow and Share, and also what's the best centre-back combo. Now, I've said on a few podcasts, right, and I've said it to a few people, that I believe, and it may be me gassing them, but I believe that Sven Botman and Malik Chow will end up being talked about as one of the best centre-back pairings in the Premier League.
Jesus.
in not too long. Not ever. Don't get me wrong, not ever. But I'm talking about currently. Like you have Gabriel Saliba, but I think that second spot is up for grabs, bro. And I think Chow and Botman have the capabilities of getting to that level quicker than a lot of people think.
Wow. That is holding him in high regard. I mean, I thought he was meaning just for us. I mean, if it's just for us, like the highest centre back pairing for us, that's not too hard because again, we've not had.
Oh no, yeah,
we've
yeah,
not
yeah.
had the greatest of centre back pairings over the years. Let's face it. Do you know what I mean? I'm struggling to think of like ones that we've had better. But yeah, for us, yeah, it's the main partnership going forward. We still need to make sure that we've got people in reserve. So Jefferson, you can't get rid of Dan Burn just yet, but we still need to keep him around, bro. I know Jefferson's waiting by the door, like, yo, see you later, Dan. You can go, but no, we still need to keep Dan Burn around. I can't believe it. How many of Newcastle players do you actually hate, bro? Because
Why am I the villain? Why am I when you know what? Clinton's at one point Clinton was worse than me, bro.
No.
He was the villain, bro.
You hate Dan Burn, you hate Gordon, you hate Joe Linton. Like, who else do you hate, bro?
Oh no, I don't hate J7.
Nick
To be
Pope.
real, J7's actually literally my favorite player. Listen, I just don't.
Alanga.
I don't have sentiment, bruv. I'm not here to be a nice guy. I'm here. I want the best for my team, and a part of that is ruthlessness.
What about that back line then? That just Sophie said, Tricks, Botman, Chow, and Hall. How good is that? Because obviously Tino's injured, isn't it? So
yeah, it's got to be. Yeah. It's got to be because it's got to be based on ability now. It's not about who's so and so's friend, who gets on the best with the manager, who's a leader. It should be based on ability. If you're the best player, you get picked. You know, because Botman's a beast. He brings the physicality. Speed-wise, I still think he's lost a yard of pace after his knee injury, but he's still very hard to beat. And he can do a left-sided switch pass. And then Chiao's, he's got the pace that we've been crying out for at the back. It's got to be those two. It's got to be.
Like Big King said back in Jefferson said, we don't hate the players, we hate the way the manager favours them.
Man, that Big Yinks!
That's your brother, bro. You know what I would love though is to see in January. I know it probably won't happen, but I would love to see us put in a cheeky offer for Gay, just because obviously he has to leave Crystal Palace. They need to get some sort of dough for him. I know he's probably going to be on his way to Liverpool, but if we're forward thinking and knowing that Shares in his early 30s, Dan Burn is his early 30s, and this will be a late Christmas present for Jefferson if we shoot him over. And if we could get Gay in and keep that three there, that would be nice. I
think that should be
I heard he's going Real Madrid, apparently.
He's got so many clubs after him. I think
I know.
we're at the bottom of the pecking order.
Again, if they only just listened to us and just took the money, they could have had £60 million from us. Do you know what I mean?
I think me started on that madness.
But then we wouldn't have Malik Chow. So
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean? Ginger Hoskins said, Jefferson, if Voldemort is going to be a hold-up striker, can we please get Gordon a replacement because his attacking
Get him out! Get him out!
Big credit for the pens, but what else does he offer?
Yes, Ginger! Yes, Ginger! You're welcome anytime, bro!
The Jefferson hate train is growing, bro. Flipping hell.
Sophie said,
everyone.
You know what?
Bird should be...
I'm building my own coat. I'm building
Hold on. He said, Sophie said, Bird should be used in rotation. He's a good player, but at 33, 34, he can't be playing left back when he isn't even the left back. It's mad. And that's true. It's true. As a backup centre back, Burn can stay until he's 36, 37.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's not Maldini, bro. I don't know about that, bro. Like.
As a backup, because look at Lascelles. Lascelles is like fifth choice centre back, isn't he?
Yeah, but Lascelles is different. Lascelles is more of a legacy actor, and he knows full well that he's not going to level up past Newcastle United.
What do you think about this then? Because American Jordan said you guys are basically running Gordon out the club. Shake my head.
No. American Jordan, don't include me as part of that. The line starts about here. Like, I'm still Gordon to an extent. I see him as commodity.
American Geordie, let's be real, my bro. My guy has just about, was it yesterday? Has he got 3 goals now?
Yeah.
He's got as many goals as he has red cards in the last 20-something games.
Jeez.
Yeah? At one point, he had more red cards than goals. I don't want to see that. Time for him to go. He's got a lot to. He's got to prove. He's got to prove himself again. Listen. Why? We're wasting time. We're wasting time. Get the money for him.
Yeah, but
Get
he's not
my
going.
money
He's not
for
going this
him.
season. He's not going this
We play
season.
it. We sell him at the height. Listen, like I'm saying. Who said it earlier? Someone said stat padding. Stat pad him up to high heavens. Let him get 10 goals, double figures, all the rest of it now, and then sell him. Not right now. We think we ain't got strength in depth like that. If we sell him and just have Barnes waiting in, we ain't got enough just to have Barnes and
What's,
that's
it,
it.
know we're
what's the Chinese
desperate,
brother's
aren't
name? The Korean brother, Park Sung Soo.
Bro,
What his
yeah,
name
I
is?
forgot
Yeah,
about him. Yeah.
get out of here, man.
By the
Come
way,
on.
Adrian mentioned Sunset, and he's someone I would have liked to have seen us get instead of Jacob Ramsey. And this is what I'm talking about. We went for Premier League proven Sunset. I forgot it was someone was vexed that I said it likened him to Frank Lampard, but it's that kind of player that from a central midfield position, he got 15 goals, I think it was last season for Bilbao. So that is that kind of thing that we're missing actually from midfield. So good shout there. I'd love to see a player like that come here.
Mike suggested it's cookie goal, and I'm here for it. All right,
If
but
Win
listen.
is watching, I'm building my own cult, and we're gonna have a cult off.
You know,
On-
remember, this is how the bloodline separated, man. He went from bloodline to my family tree. You're Sola Sokoa.
I was gonna say I'm Roman, you're Jay, bruv.
Nah. I'm Roman. You're Sola Sokoa. You're getting your
Bruv,
my
you
family.
and these wrestling references, bruv. I have no clue what you're talking about. I still call it WWF. Yeah, that's me. But all right, on a more positive note, or maybe positive, listen, we've got our first Champions League win. We've got 3 points on the board. Our aim is to qualify for the next round, right? Now, how do you see us faring? You know, we've still got to go away to Marseille, away to PSG, home to Benfica, where Jose's going to park the biggest bus, and try to counter-attack us. Do you think this is the way to kickstart our Champions League season? Are you still positive that we're going to qualify, Jefferson?
For this season,
Yeah, qualify for in the Champions League for the next round.
it's still too early to tell. But for example, even I think Marseille had a good run out in their last game. They won 4-0. So it's very tricky because games that you think are winnable suddenly might not be so winnable. We don't know how we're going to come into that game. The issue is the squad rotation, isn't it? So you almost have to take games in isolation. The fittest squad we have is who we will play, if that makes sense. So we may have injuries, we may have suspensions. You know, that could play a part. But I think Eddie has to make the right calls with the rotation. I think
Is he making that at the moment? Is he making the right moves, you reckon, in your opinion, with the rotation?
I don't think every call's been the best, but I think he's at least trying. He's trying. I think he's still trying to find his way. That's okay. It's still early on in the season. And it may take a few games for him. He knows his best 11, but it's about managing their minutes. And we know that certain players are more robust than others. Some we have to wrap a little bit more in cotton wool. Your Joe Lintons, your Botmans, etc. So I think he's still finding his way. I'm just hoping that people are able to stay fit so we have the strongest available team.
Okay. What about you, Fordy? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of Jefferson said for once. Yeah, I think we can. I think we can qualify. We just need more performances like last night, to be fair. But even still, like the performance against Barcelona wasn't the end of the world. So if we can build on what we did yesterday, get Alanga on song and getting some goal contributions that could shut Jefferson up, and then he'll have one less in the hater group. Then we'll be all right, man. I don't think. Look, as much as I want to see us, compete in the Champions League, I don't think that's going to be the main aim for this season. I think it's getting back into the Champions League to retain that revenue, to retain our players, and sign like-minded players. Because let's face it, we're not going to win it, but I think the main aim for this season is to finish in that top, whatever it is, 5 or 6. That's the main aim.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think we've got Benfica next. I managed to get a ticket for that, luckily. But if we can get a home win there, which is not going to be easy, because like I said, I watched Benfica against Chelsea, and they're a useful team. They're not that bad. They play a bit of football, but Jose's got to come in and try to defend and try to nick a goal and defend it. But if we can get the win there, I think that sets us up in good stead, because the Marseille game worries me. Yeah, looking at the way they played, I watched their game as well. They play football, and that atmosphere there is not for the faint-hearted. You know what I mean? Going to France is not for the weak anyway. So that could be a tough one. Obviously, we've got PSG the final game, so that's a good thing. But if we can get someone said with 12 more points, I think Sophie said 3 more wins, then we should be okay. I do think we'll do it. Obviously, like Jeff said, it depends on the rotation and the injury, staying injury free. We've got the likes of Ramsey to come back, Visser as well. Although I think he misses 1 or 2 Champions League games for AFCON and that. But yeah, I think we can do it. I'm not going to take too much from yesterday's game because that's a game that, although I predicted a draw because that was more nerve than anything else. Listen, they're not a good team. I know they beat PSV away from home. Congrats to them for that, but they're going to lose a lot more games. You know, they're not that of that standard, but you can only beat who you're up against, and it's away from home. It's always a good thing to get the 3 points. So,
D-man,
yeah.
I just had a real quick look here. So this is what I mean. Remember we done, I can't remember if it was the season preview or the first game of the season. I talked about, and I know a few people agree with me, that forget the domestic cups this year. Like, success is getting back in Champions League again and progressing as far as we can in Champions League because we need the revenue off the pitch. And listen, I would love another cup, but we don't have the squad to compete on 3 or even 4 fronts. Like we just don't have that. And so I can see that we've got Spurs in the round of 16. I know we'd like to defend our cup, but I think make the changes because I think against Bradford, I think was it the likes of Joe Linton, Bruno, they just played too many minutes. So then coming into the following game, you could see they weren't quite at it. So in terms of that rotation, I'm just thinking about those domestic cups. It might have to be ones that we just allow this year.
I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they get the rest against Bournemouth, Bruno and Joe Linton?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, I think I've got no problem with them playing that amount of minutes against Bradford. Yes, I know it's Bradford, but you still need to get a bit of rhythm. And I do believe they both got some. I know quite late in the game, but I see what you're saying. They have to be managed, maybe moving forward and stuff. But yeah, the Tottenham game, I think that he will ring the changes. I think he'll play a decent team. But I think he will ring the changes. You might see the likes of Ramsey, Visser, even Asula, what I mean, get a game as well. So, we'll see. But I agree with you that the priority is the league, getting back into the Champions League. And if we can go as far as we can for revenue's sake in this season's Champions League, get to the next round, maybe last 16, whatever, then, we'll be all right. But like Sophie said, Forest are currently losing. I was watching some of that game. It was end to end actually, but we've got Forest on the weekend. Yeah. Now we still got nightmares of the Chris Wood hat trick a couple of seasons ago. Also, they gave us that scare last year when we were 4-1 up, and then they end up coming back to 4-3, and they could have arguably drawn the game with the last kick of the game. How confident are you now going into this one? And obviously, they haven't won a game under Ange currently. They've had a lot of change.
Oh, I think we've lost Steeman, have we?
We're talking about Nottingham Forest. We continue on. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Yeah. Forest.
Back from the multiverse.
Now I'm confident against Forest, man. Like I said, off the back of that win yesterday, I'm very, very confident, man. I think, we can get them, man. And they got Big Flange in charge as well, man. Listen. He ain't nothing, man. He ain't on nothing, bro. Big Flange. You know what I mean? I went signing in my second season, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Who we are, mate.
Yeah, just
who we are, mate.
Yeah. Don't worry about Big Flange, man. Nah, listen. We're picking up points now. We're on it. We're onto it now. So PDK said Elanga and Anderson to score. Nah, let Elanga do his business, bro. Agent Anderson won't score against the Toon. He knows full well he's coming back home soon, so he can't score against us.
He could chill. Jeff, say what you reckon?
Well, I hope it's not a Marino situation because it just feels it's always the way, isn't it? Your ex-players kind of become Super Saiyan against you. It's just very jarring. Listen, had it been under Nuno, I would have been fearful because he provides his teams with good structure and then they soak up the pressure, hit you on the break. And that's our weakness big time. But knowing Ange playing the high line, he's still trying to work out his strongest team. The team is still trying to work out his style of play. It's a great time for us to play them. Particularly coming off, the result we've just had. It's going to give the lads a lot of confidence. So I actually think we're going to win the game. But I don't think it's going to be like we're going to smash them. I think it will be like a 1-goal margin, like a 2-1 kind of situation.
Okay. Sophie says, agreed to get the Champions League next game next season. In my opinion, American Joy said
Yeah, man.
we have to retain the Carabao. Interesting.
I hear that. I
Yeah,
hear
Um,
that. Well,
that's our
I hear
trophy,
that.
man.
apparently, Ramsey's
Who
back in
is it that said that again? Who is it that said that? It's American
America.
Geordie, innit?
Yeah.
American Geordie, have you got the gold badge thing on your kit? Would be good to know because that's a bit of a one-off, isn't it? Bit of a limited edition thing at the moment.
So Sophie predicting a 3-1.
Mm.
I reckon I expect us to win. I think there will be goals in it, and I think I was hoping that we continued when we scored 4 against Bradford, we can continue to score a couple of goals in the next game. Obviously, didn't happen, but we scored 4 goals here. I think that gives us confidence again. I expect, Forest are not the best defensively. I think we can get at least 3 goals. So I'm going to say 3-1 as well. If I had to ask you for a prediction, Jefferson, what do you reckon?
I'm split between 2-0 or 2-1. I think 2-1.
Okay. 40?
I'm saying, I think I'm going with Sophie. I'm saying 3-1. I think Jefferson's favourite people get on the score sheet. I think Dan Burn will score 1. I think Elanga will score 1 as well. I think,
Okay.
Stop it!
We got
and
3
you know what? You know what? I'll go knee slide and do this just for Jefferson, like to rub the ball in. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's it,
We
bro.
got a 3-2 prediction here as well. Callum's very confident.
Callum
8-0.
thinks 8-0.
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
Alec Callum's ambitious, bro.
But yeah, so Champions League badge all day, every day. Yeah, I got the Champions League badge as well on my kit as well. Yeah, had to represent. But yeah, listen, it's going to be interesting. And obviously we've got the international break after that. So we should see Vissa Ramsey back in training during the international break, hopefully. But yeah, things are looking up. But we have to follow up this win with a win against Forest, to really kickstart our season. It'd be interesting to see what changes Eddie makes and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it. Thank you for all those in the chat. Don't forget, smash a like on the way out if you haven't already. Clinton, thank you for joining. Been a pleasure. Hope you enjoyed the time here. Anything you want to promote? I know your heavy's on your Instagram, your footages and stuff. I've been watching your clips on Insta and that.
Yeah, man. Follow us on Instagram, Forward Have Mercy, man. You know where to find me by now. Yeah, I'm just promoting that. And then eventually I'll get back into doing this whole YouTube stuff. I'm glad I'm just can be the guest today, not having to organise everything else. But yeah, follow me on Insta, TikTok, all that sort of stuff there, man.
Before you go, am I right in saying that you used to do a pod with Fumbi and sometimes Pete used to come on there?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
Was it Southern Geordie? What was it called?
Geordie's
Down south. That's what
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Okay. I said like the content, man. Enjoyed the content.
No, thank you, man.
Just to say, you can also follow Clinton at www.danburn.co.uk.
Dan Burn is the greatest. Sorry, you
I had to get it back before
Yeah.
we came
Dan
offline.
Burn is the greatest / Elanga's fanboy. There we go.
Honestly, big up Clinton because we've been wanting to get Clinton on for about a year still.
It's
So
true.
I'm really happy that he's come on.
No, I appreciate it.
Breaking my balls today. You're not barred. You're welcome back. Just, mate. Just.
But now, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back on Sunday to review the Forest game, hopefully after another 3 points on the board. But yeah, until next time, we're out. Peace.
Peace.